everybody! Wait, I gotta actually not be so geeky and whatever. Anyway, how you doing? Welcome to another happy-go-lucky episode of geometry. And today we're going to talk about rotations, or more appropriately, an introduction to rotations about a point. And we're going to rotate about the point 0, comma 0, the origin. And you can note that I have colored the origin yellow. What you'll also notice is that I have a polygon, a nice square, ABCD, and we're going to take that polygon, we're going to rotate it around clockwise. Now, you might see some interesting stuff pop up when we do this. Pay close attention to the angles that are being made. We're also going to look at coordinates as we rotate about 0, 0. So pay close attention to like D as it changes as we rotate. Okay, there's going to be something that you might want to pick up on. And we're going to see if we can figure out if there is in fact a rule that will allow us to do some of these rotations about some kind of point. So let's get started with this, and you'll see along the way we'll be doing a little bit of vocabulary, so we'll be talking about that momentarily. So let's actually get started here and start talking about the process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my, oh boy, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, guys, we got to go through. But don't fret. It didn't take long to do. So, okay. Regardless, let's get started, okay? Because I'm hoping that you really get to see a nice visual of what we're supposed to be looking at, okay? So, what we're going to start out with here is we're going to connect point D to the origin. Now, you'll see why I'm going to do this in a little bit, but the idea is that we're going to be showing something that's going to have some part of an angle associated with it, correct? So here we have our little segment that I just showed up on screen. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a point, okay? And that point is going to actually show you the rotation about the origin here. So notice the angles that we're going to be using, and let me swing this around here. Oh, there we go. So we've made a 90-degree angle. That's really wonderful. So we can rotate the image we can rotate the pre-image to an image D prime 7. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to leave that point there, and I'm going to start building the polygon as we go. So I'm going to select here, and you'll notice it doesn't look like anything has changed. It's because really nothing has. But now I'm going to turn off that. So now you can see the pre-image D, point D, and its image D prime 1, if you want D1 prime, and that's rotated about the origin 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, so now let's move on and actually start putting together a few more pieces here. Now that we have this, well, let's note that there's going to be a segment again that's literally 1 unit, right? Because -1 to 0 is 1 unit. It's just to the left. And we notice that we're going to have 1 unit up. So what we're going to do is we're going to make another segment here. Sorry guys, I tried to have everything in order, but something happened. Okay, we're there. Okay, so let me draw out J here, And now you can see it's color coordinated to help you out a little bit here, to see the pre-image D and its image D1 prime. Now, we're going to do that with A next. And the reason being is because it's a full 90-degree rotation. So I'm hoping you can see a pattern building here. So let me get that started. I'm going to actually turn on another one of our points here. And get started. There we go. So I've turned on A7 prime, and I don't need to turn on its angle because you'll see that it is going to be 90, but I'm going to turn it on so you can see the actual rotation. And again, keep note that we're rotating clockwise. Okay, let's see that again. Okay, that was kind of fun. Now, I'm going to actually make another point there that's going to be called A1 prime. So I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to look for my A1 prime, and I'm going to click off the A7 prime, because we don't need it anymore. And I'm going to cut off the angle as well. Now you can see that we've rotated 2 points, the pre-image AD to its image, respectively, A1 prime and D1 prime. Now we're going to take B and C and do the same thing. So let's take a look here and actually get this started. And that should be pretty easy here. Let's take B7 prime and rotate it 90. You see how we're rotating it that 90 degrees? Look where it originates from. Starts from that point, and it moves all the way 90 degrees to that point. Notice something interesting about those points? Okay. So now that we have that up there, we're going to turn on our B1 prime, and we no longer need the B7 prime. So I'm going to take that and get rid of it. Boom, and the angle too. So now we've done 3. Let's keep going. And you can see where this is all ending up here. We're just going to be rotating this a bit, just 90 degrees. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, which one do I want? I want C17. There we go. And its angle. And then I'm going to rotate that angle. See how I rotated 90 degrees? C is being rotated by C prime 7 to that point there. Once that point has been made, I'm now going to produce the final point of our polygon, and I can erase those points needed. So we can draw the polygon. Let's get that in there. And that is a 90-degree rotation clockwise. Let's keep going. Now we have to select another one because we're going to do a 180-degree rotation now. So to do a 180 rotation, you'll notice that how many degrees make a line again? Could you guys remind me? Yeah, that's right, 180 degrees. So you can see I made a little purple segment there, 1 unit long. And we're going to make sure that we select the right one. There we go. Rotate this and its angle. And now we're going to rotate D using D8 prime 180 degrees. And note the angle as we're rotating clockwise. All right. Now that we have the point, we're going to go up to D here. Where is it? There we are. And then we're just going to get rid of what we just pad here for D prime or D8 prime and kappa for a second. Now that we have that, we're going to do A again, and the reason being is because that way you can see, a direct correlation, I think, and I think it's useful. So now we're going to select the A prime. You'll notice that, A became 8, 8 prime. We're going to rotate it. We're going to find its counterpart here. And then I'm going to eliminate that so we don't get confused. And there's our other point. So again, we're going to do this, and I'm going to try to make this, go a little bit quicker. But you can see that B and C give you a little bit of a weird kind of orientation to kind of try to figure out a pattern, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe you're really, really, really good. But as you can see, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to rotate. And I'm going to select the point. Now let's erase that and finish this off and finally get our polygon set. Oops, sorry. So now we do C. Sorry about that. So let's do that, and we can see that it's rotating again 180 degrees, and note the angle. It's very interesting how it works, right? Huh? No? Yeah? Okay, and then we're going to make sure that we label the last point. Okay, I'll remove that and make the polygon. And now we have a revolution of 180 degrees clockwise of the original polygon ABCD, or the pre-image. So now we're going to have to make another one. Let's do 270. And these are really interesting numbers, right? 90, 180, 270. You're always adding what? No, that's right. You got it. So let's do 270. That makes sense to you. So let's start it off with D again. And we're gonna rotate D all the way around. Do it a little quicker now, I guess. And start off with what was it? Got a thing here. Oh, whoops! I forgot one thing. I totally forgot almost. We got to make the segment N, and you can see now the segment and the angle are now 270 degrees rotated clockwise. My apologies to that. Now, what I need to find is D5. D5. There it is. So I've labeled that, and now I can get rid of the angle being made. So boom, boom, and there is D prime 5, or D5 prime. Okay, you know which one to do next, right? We're going to do A. So boom, boom, and rotate. And you can see that we're still doing 270. I'm going to make the point so we can clearly see it. And then I'm going to remove the rotational point that we made. And the more that you keep thinking about this, some of the words that we are addressing here for vocabulary, like center of rotation. Well, what's our center of rotation right now? Yeah, that's right, it's the origin. What's the angle of rotation? Well, the orange, A1 prime, B1 prime, C1 prime, and D1 prime, the orange polygon is a what? 90 degrees clockwise. The light purple one is 180 degrees rotation about the origin. See, it's kind of nice that you can start to see this build up, right? Now, let's get back to work. Okay, So now we're going to go in the same order that we were doing before. We're going to go and do A. So here's A and its angle. And we already got that one. That was my fault. I totally realized that we didn't do that. Sorry. Okay. Ha ha ha. Made a mistake. Okay. So let's move on to B. And we're going to rotate B. And we notice we get there. We're going to label B appropriately. And then we're going to get rid of the rotation that we did. Final is C. I'm going to take C. I'm going to rotate it 270 degrees. Notice the angle. And we're going to make sure that we make a point there. That way we can make our polygon. And let's get rid of that. We can see that the 4 points are there, has been rotated. And we'll select the polygon. So we're looking at three variations here of the pre-image being rotated about the origin. And we can start to see a pattern, right? Maybe? Well, if not, maybe we can start to look at a little more. Maybe you can start to see something a little interesting. Maybe? Let's see. Can I rotate the entire coordinate plane, if you will, 45 degrees clockwise? Well, okay. Let's do that. So you can see I'm making a little coordinate system, exactly 1 unit in length, and I just rotated it 45 degrees clockwise. Let's make some more polygons of this. Let's make some more images of this wonderful pre-image A, B, C, D. So let's go. Where am I? There we are. Nope, that's not the right one. Sorry. This is the right one. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'll make the polygon. And then we'll do it again. And this time we'll do it in the order that we were doing it in. D, A, B, C, and then the polygon. Oh, yeah, this is really kind of cool, isn't it, guys? Come on, somebody say it's cool, right? Boop, boop. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Pinwheel, pinwheel, spin me around. Now, we're not going to talk about those, the green, sort of like goldish and like pink and red just right now, but maybe you can really see the pattern that we're starting to develop here and what we're always sort of talking about. And, you know, that's cycles. And cycles are very important. Look, there is a circle of 1 unit in radii, in the radius. Okay. Start to see another pattern? How about this one? Boom. All right. All right. Not impressed yet? How about boom, boom? Look at that. Now, that is rotation, and that, I hope, makes you understand what we're talking about today, which is rotating about a single solitary point. And I'm hoping you picked up on certain things like the center of rotation, the angle of rotation, and not so much symmetry just yet, but enough to maybe see a couple of things about it. I'm not exactly sure. And rotational symmetry, I think you might be able to actually define by this image. But if not, let's just give you a little definition real quick. And the rotational symmetry is the angle of rotation for a rotational symmetry that is the smallest angle needed for the figure to rotate onto itself. So let me just put it in another way. If I have a figure that I can rotate in two-dimensional space here, we're just talking about two-dimensional space, there's going to be 180 degrees or less for which the figure is its own image. So the pre-image will be the image if it's rotated in either direction 180 degrees or less, and that's what's called rotational symmetry. And basic symmetry is basic symmetry is an isometry that maps a figure onto itself. And we'll talk about those in much more detail later. But I'm hoping this video helped. Let me know if you thought it did. And I think it's cool. Anyway, have a great day.